Greetings fellow snowflakes, just a 3-month estrogen update. A few days late because on the weekend I was at something called Sparkle. But here I am doing this one now. Yes, on the 7th of July, it was my 3-month estrogen anniversary. So what is there to report? Well, my mood has continued to be a lot more positive. I cry a lot more easily than I used to, but it's positive, cleansing tears, not the bitter, depressed tears that I used to have when I finally got round to crying in the old days. And yeah, just generally my baseline mood a lot more calm. I feel like I'm more on my own side, less prone to feeling bad about myself, blaming myself over things. I feel like my feelings are more authentic as a result. You know, I'm not self-pitying and depressed all the time. I've not got an underlying anxiety thing going on all the time. I don't feel like life is so difficult all the time, and every little challenge I have to face is a massive crisis for me, like I used to. That, you know, I'm not constantly exhausted all the time because it's all too much. My mood has improved massively since I started estrogen, and yeah, that's continued to be the case. Yeah, if I'm listening to a song that I find triggers my emotions, or watching TV, and there's a scene that in a TV program that I find particularly touching, even scenes that before I didn't find that touching, but all of a sudden they do touch something in me. I do tear up and cry a lot more easily than I used to. But generally in day-to-day life, my mood is a lot more calm. I'm not depressed anymore, or anxious anymore, the way I used to be. Yeah, I can have moments of sadness, or moments of anxiety about something, but very much it comes and goes, it passes. Unlike the old days when it used to feed into this deep chasm of misery and unhappiness that was just in the core of me all the time anyway. Yeah, so that's been a miraculous change that has occurred, and just confirms everything about how my brain works better on estrogen than it does on testosterone. I haven't noticed any difference in function yet with regards to my genitals. However, I am a lot less restlessly and uncomfortably horny than I used to be. It is wonderful that I can be out and about looking at attractive people, including massive triggers for my own sexual urges of like, especially at this time of year, sexy feet and toes, for example. I can look at these things and get a little turned on and aroused by them, or I can think really rude, kinky thoughts in my head about people or situations or fetishes of mine, and get kind of turned on and aroused mentally by things, and yet be able to put it to one side again and get on with my day without this kind of restless, uncomfortable kind of urge to, oh, I've got to do something about that and go home and masturbate or something. There was a dog barking. It's annoying. Yeah, I find it. My mind is just as horny and pervy as it always was, but I just find it a lot easier to deal with. You know, I don't have this restless, uncomfortable need to do something physically about it all the time anymore. Consequently, sex and whether I'm getting any, or how good I am at it when I do, but I don't know because I've not had any sex with anyone since I've started hormones. But yeah, it seems like it doesn't matter as much to me as it used to do. It doesn't feel like so important, and it doesn't feel like so much of a indicator of my worth as a human being, and like it used to on testosterone. It's very strange. But yeah, even so, my libido change, if you say, is what you'd call it, I suppose. My libido change is actually a positive thing, nowhere near as scary as I thought it would be. I think it's great. I think my mind, as horny as it is anyway, doesn't need my body to also be that horny, and actually I'm finding the new way of things a lot easier to deal with. I no longer feel like I have to masturbate every 24 hours. Now it feels more like I do it when I want to, and it tends to be about every 48 hours, so it's not that different. But yeah, I just feel a lot more chilled out about the whole thing, and it's good. Physical changes. My nipples have changed. They are now, I think, pretty much female nipples now. My breasts have started becoming more shapely and more firm, more solid somehow, but basically the same size at the moment. I have more and more good face days where I like the look of my face in the mirror, even without makeup. More and more days where I can see the feminine, the woman in me, and I can't pinpoint that anything particular has changed, so it's weird. But it does make me wonder whether, because everything that's changed with regards to estrogen has been like, am I imagining it? I think that's changing, but I'm not sure. Am I imagining it? Everything has been like that, and then a little while down the line it's like, nope, it's definitely happening. So I wonder whether something is happening with my face. I just can't pick up on what it is yet. And I actually spoke to I had my 3-month review or whatever recently as well. And I mentioned this to her, and she said it's possible that the skin's softening a bit, or it's possible that there's some fat redistribution on the face. Like I say, I can't actually pinpoint what it is, and I'm sure no one looking at me can really tell any difference. But I'm just noticing that I'm having more and more good face days. Like a good hair day, a good face day. So that's a thing. The other day when I was carrying some heavy shopping home, I was finding it a lot more difficult than usual. So I don't know if my muscles are starting to change, because that's a thing that happens as well apparently. Not so good at the heavy lifting as I used to be. But again, early days to tell whether that's really true. I've never been that strong anyway. I've never been good at things like that anyway. I don't know what else to talk about really with regards to estrogen. Early days, I'm very impatient by this point for more changes. It all seems to be taking far too long. But the changes that have occurred are very positive, and I'm in a much better place mentally and emotionally, so I think that's actually probably in the end more important than anything else, because the way I can't believe that I was the way I was. I can't believe that I was the way I was, and I had never tried to actually do something bad to myself, because seeing the difference, it's like, fuck, I was depressed. I was like really severely always depressed, and really the physical changes are great, and obviously I want them, but to be honest, the most important thing that's been good about taking estrogen and blocking my testosterone is just how much happier I am, how much less depressed I am. Bloody hell, even without any changes, that's enough of a reason for me to go, I did the right thing by starting them. So anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. We're all different, we're all special. Snowflakes unite.